What's up, everybody? This is Cyrus, and I am author, supernatural researcher, and also out of body practitioner. And tonight I want to talk about something that is a very real problem for people who do out of body astral travel. And it's something that a lot of us have discovered that happens as kind of a phenomenon in this world and people who cross over to the next world, and it involves being so comfortable in your bubble that you don't branch off and try new things, new experiences, that you just stay confined into your old habits, your old way of living your life. And then you cross over and then basically stay exactly the same as you were. So if you were an old person, you cross over and you're still an old person and you still have arthritis and all those issues. So this is a big problem. And I'm bringing this up because I had an astral projection experience earlier this evening, and it really opened my eyes to how bad this can be because, it was a legit astral projection experience. I felt myself leave my body, and I appeared in, it's hard to say where it was, kind of like a hotel of some kind. I don't know what I was doing there. That's a whole different topic we can get into later. I think that we appear in places that we already were, like on an astral, multidimensional level, and then when we project, we're just obtaining awareness of some place that we've chosen to be as our higher selves, right? So anyway, as I appeared in this spot, and I felt myself begin to leave my body, and then suddenly I felt a dog like sniffing at me because I was in this bedroom and the door was open and there was like this black dog that was going between people's rooms, just checking people out, and it was a nice dog, and so I patted him and uh, slowly pulled myself up off of this bed that I appeared at, and I can feel myself kind of wrestling with that energetic feeling as like magnetically you want to go back into your body, but you're kind of like wrestling that out, and then you're crawling up and standing up. And so I got out of the room and I got down to what was kind of like the lobby, and there was a bunch of old ladies down there hanging out and talking, and I don't know what they were doing, knitting, and I decided to go and talk to them, and so I began, a conversation, and I kind of struck up the point that, hey, I'm astral projecting. I'm from what we call the Earth plane, and I'm kind of just curious, why do you guys choose to look like you do? Why are you still old? And they reacted like I was a crazy person. Like they kind of looked between each other and looked at me and kind of laughed wide-eyed, and they reacted as they would react if you proposed that question to a group of old ladies here in this world. That's because these ladies had no conception, really, that they were dead and that they were in this other realm that we go to when we cross over. They basically were living their life just as they were living it before they transitioned, or there's a possibility that they were also kind of projecting, like they are living old ladies now here in this realm, and then they were asleep and they were there at that time. But typically, most often, the people I meet on the astral side are deceased people from this side. And I've been able to verify that before. I've been able to verify the identities of deceased people I've met on that side who tell me, like, yeah, I died a few months ago, I'm here now, I'm having a blast. And so most people are aware of this, but a lot of people cross over and they are not aware that, one, that they're dead, and two, that this new world they're in has new rules, new abilities, and new things that they can do and explore. And they refuse to open their eyes and expand their consciousness. And leads me to the question, if you're an old lady, why would you want to stay an old lady? Why not become young, healthy, and beautiful again? Because on that side, you have the ability to do that. You can become young again. Here on the presentation, you can see I have a photo of Ursula Andress, the famous Bond girl, and then how she looked after she aged. And this is a bit of a sad a sad depiction, because she was an example of somebody who did like excessive plastic surgery to maintain their youth. I do think it's possible to age gracefully, and that's not how you do it. Put in Salma Hayek for an example of aging really gracefully. So it's a little pointer. Don't get a lot of plastic surgery, maybe a facelift, and that's it, because it has the exact opposite effect. But the point is, people want to preserve their youth. People don't want to get old. And one of the things I love about this field and researching it is that you come to find that really is the youth and beauty. It's something that we go back to. So it's actually on a kind of like a grander scale, on a cosmic scale. It's quite unnatural for a beautiful human figure to become old and then lose that appearance. And we have the ability to spend a much longer lifespan looking as our ideal selves. But you can't get to that point if you cross over and continue living your life exactly as you were living it here. And a big part of that has to do with people not knowing that they're, number one, dead, and number two, in a new realm. So this is again due to a major educational discrepancy. People don't know when they're dead, and they'll deny it. And that's because the astral plane can be exactly like the world you're in right now, to the point that you can die and have no conception that you're dead, because basically you can end up in a place that's just like where you were before. You'll know that something's different, but it's amazing how we rationalize things away. So suddenly we're in a new environment, the people are a little bit different, there's some funny stuff going on, it's tough to put our finger on it. But a lot of, especially elderly people, they think, well, maybe I'm going kind of senile, and they just dismiss it. In addition, we know that in these astral states, these astral worlds, you can meet people alive from this side, because people here are sleeping, people here are having parallel lives on that side, and they can appear with people there. So now you're around your same group of people, your same friends, and you just figure, it's just like, maybe you're going a bit senile, maybe you're having some memory issues, but you just rationalize it away, and you don't stop to think that maybe you're dead. Along comes your guides, along comes higher level entities coming to try to help you, assist you, and bring you into a higher level of consciousness, help you become aware of who you are and what happened. And what happens is that these people dismiss them away. They say, you're crazy, I don't need you telling me this stuff. And especially if people have fundamentalist religious thought, that comes into play, and they say, well, I couldn't possibly be dead right now, because where's Jesus? We all know we go under the earth, we wait until Jesus comes back down and raises us from the dead. And if that's not happening, then no sir, I'm not dead, you must be mistaken. And they just continue going about their life as they always did. So this is a big problem, and it's not something it's not a situation you want to be in. And if you're on this channel, I don't think you have to worry about that too much. But when you have these astral experiences, it really opens your eyes about what a problem this is. And there's realms, planes where people are not like this, where everybody's aware that they're deceased, and it's a kind of higher vibrational place, and it's a little bit more heavenly in that sense. But there's vast expanses of realms where people continue living their lives as they did here, and they don't think anything of it. Well, that's about all I have to say for this video. It's a big topic. There's more to talk about with this topic for sure. In the meantime, if you like this kind of stuff, please hit subscribe. This is a tiny channel, basically in the YouTube slums. Only like my readers know about this channel, but it'd be nice to get a little bit real exposure, and YouTube's algorithm basically depends on kind of this catch-22, so how popular you are depends on how many subscribes you get, but you only get subscribes if you're already popular, so it keeps like most channels completely obscure, which is a bit of a shame. But You can also check out afterlifetopics.com. My classes, I have classes twice a week. I'm a patron of our work. We have a big Facebook group and a lot of other media outside of this YouTube page. A couple of books. You can find all that in the description. So if you like this kind of stuff, then check it out. And I'll see you on the next video.